Hello, my loves. This call is for you if you are a situation shipper who has lost herself in relationships, in connections where you've never felt even your soul. And you're literally at a place where you're like, I have been so stuck for so many years and so many patterns. There is no hope for me. This is for you. We have a beautiful sister coming on. Her name is Cheryl, who has just gone through this past round of SEM. And she's not the normal girl to enter SEM. She's in her mid-50s. And when she came into SEM, she's like, listen, I've been in a situationship for over 30 years. I have no connection to my feminine. I don't even know what it is. She literally didn't even want to join. She's like, there is no point. There, I'm a lost cause. But we knew there was magic, and she felt something. She joined into this space, and I cannot wait to share her journey of how she not only has left her 30-year situationship, but completely reclaimed her power, come back into her truth, and is in a new level in herself, her sex energy, her life. So please stay tuned, because if you are someone who's feeling stuck and you're really at that place where you're like, I physically, there is no hope for me, I want to give you a little grain of hope and a little seed, and I want you to listen in. And if you do resonate, feel free. There's going to be a link below to book in a discovery call with me. I would be so honored to connect with you and to go deeper into your journey and see what's possible for you too. Okay, my loves. So we have our beautiful Cheryl here with us. So, darling, land us in, introduce yourself to the space.
Hi everybody, I'm Cheryl. I'm 55 years old and I'm from Sussex in the UK and I'm a hairdresser. That's what I do.
So good. I love it too. And we said it earlier, but it's always amazing the different span of women who land into this space. What I would love you to share with us is actually what landed you in the space in the first place. Like, if you think back genuinely to before you joined in, right, 3 months ago, where were you with like your connection to your body, your relationship status, your mental and emotional state? What was happening for you back then?
Okay, the connection to the body was zero.
Mm.
Um, the mental state was blocked. I felt like I couldn't move forward, I couldn't move back, I just felt stuck. I felt non existent. I was in some sort of odd situationship that wasn't sexual, but I was trapped in that as well and couldn't move out of it. And yeah, that's where I was at, pretty blocked.
Yeah. I remember when we like first had a call and you were like, I don't even think I have a feminine, to be honest. Like, you're like, it just doesn't, but it was a lot, right?
Yeah.
Also the situationship, how many years had that been happening
I
for?
mean, I'd known him since I was 16. I'm 55. So 30, on and off, big breaks, and then just float back up. And I just accept it. And I just, what am I doing? What am I doing? I couldn't quite break it. Had some therapy to sort of stop it, and I really understood it. And it did stop for periods of time, and then it would just float back up again.
It's also so crazy how patterns stay with us. And until we actually shift it, it's like blocked, blocked, blocked.
Blocked. That, yeah, stuck in it. And I would try and address it from different angles, but didn't really have a self enough self worth to understand, or I didn't understand it. That's the truth. Didn't understand it.
Oh, I know, I think it was a couple days ago we were dropping in and you were also just sharing about like how you had been before you came into this space, just in your own self, like your own self-worth, your own self-understanding. Would you be open to sharing a little bit, just like where you were
Yeah,
at?
really, just quite negative. Quite never thought I could ever meet anybody. I had a lot of neglect issues and abandonment issues, a lot of neglect as a child, really, that I fully understand and know that it's not coming from a bad place. But sometimes it sort of surfaces its head, which then that stops you as well because you feel like you're not worth anything. You can't, you're always going to be neglected and that you can never move forward. but that's quite subconscious until you come into SEM, and then it kind of it kind of blossomed really, because that's not who I am. That is just a part of me. I come to understand through SEM that really there is a reality now, and there is a higher self as well. And I'm much more, and alchemizing them. That's what we learn. That's what we were talking about, bringing the three together, and it's been phenomenal. People have noticed.
I was actually gonna ask you, like, if where you kind of started was like stuck with a lot of that pattern of like past stuff, child wounding, not knowing how to shift your patterns, being caught in them for like 3 decades.
Mm.
Where are you now? Like, what has practically changed in your life? How are you emotionally, mentally, physically? Tell us the goods.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of spoke, I kind of kept it to myself for a long time, because I needed to know it worked before I fully told other people. I had to do it that way, just who I am. So I started really opening up yesterday. My son noticed changes. He was the first one. You're really all right, Mum. Thanks, son. He said, you've changed. He said, you've changed. I said, have I? He said, yeah, you're calm, you're happy, you're peaceful. It's like, that was massive. That was massive. And then I spoke to some ladies yesterday, and then one lady who'd never really smiles or laughs, and we were laughing. And I started to tell her my journey and how the situationship's gone, and how relationships with friends have really taken a turn for the better. My relationship with my family has taken turns. My daughter-in-law, we are tight now. I never saw that come in. The changes have been huge, but it's been taking 2 months to sit and reflect to another person how amazing this has been, really, because you sometimes don't recognize it when you're going through it. So when you come out the other side after a couple of months, you go, wow, actually, I thanked my daughter-in-law today, and I said to her, thank you, because you've brought some unity. She said, no, Cheryl, you did. And that is down to SEM, because I couldn't have navigated that relationship without this. Well, lots of relationships.
It always like makes me emotional and like so impacted because
Mm,
I always believe we as women are so powerful and we have this capacity to heal generational curses. We have this capacity to bring so much life and to heal patterns from our past, but also present, right? Like new love, new connection. And then hearing it is like,
honestly, I've learned how to deal with my son as a rebel, right? For the first time in my life, Emma, the first time. I know now I set my boundary, I expect him to break it, and I ask him questions about what he feels about the situation, and he generally does the right thing. Wow. I mean, if I could just take that alone away from this. And I taught his wife. So the ripple effects of this have been massive, massive, genuinely massive.
it's so,
Honestly,
like I love it so much because I'm also like it just our lives change. And I always say, like, what is a feminine woman? A feminine woman is a woman who, in her truth, with her awareness, with her awakening,
yeah.
creates life, brings new life, brings depths, even in your 50s. Like when we first had our first call, you were like, I'm a lost cause, like not even worth it. Yeah.
I was, wasn't I? I really was. I couldn't comprehend how this. I really couldn't. It was a massive leap of faith, and you were like so. You've been so amazing through it. By the way, you're just a spectacular human. I hope you get the nurture and the love that you need, because you carry people love. And at times when I think I can't, and you go, yeah, it's this. Wow, go go find that little person. That's been massive. The emotional scale has been massive. The loving myself, my body, and just it's okay has been massive.
I was actually going to ask you as well, like, was there anything specific we did in SEM that you feel like that moment was like, what were
Oh,
they for you?
oh, there's loads.
I love
I was actually literally rattling them off. The sacred rage, incredible. Bringing my little selves all in to deal with, and not. I think as we grow, especially as an older woman, you tend to dismiss your little selves and those parts of you, and they weren't there when I met you. But bringing them in and dealing with them in a kind, that loving, honour them, honour those relationships, even though they don't want to be in them. I wouldn't have even dreamt of that. That was a little voice note that you've kept. I've saved. Honour those relationships, love them, and if you don't need them, then discard them. But just, yeah, there's so many magical moments in this for me. I'm so sad it's ending.
I know. It's like such an initiation portal, but it also like so important. I often say to women, like, if you are blocked and you genuinely think there's no hope for you,
Mm,
there are certain practices that are going to shift things in your life. And I'm so glad the sacred rage for you, because I swear on my life, it's like one of my best.
wow,
There's so much
so much.
balance.
Yeah, I had a little go today, really, and then I had a little go in the car last week. Just, and it's okay, and it's knowing that it's okay, and sharing with the other women in the cohort as well, and feeling safe. Feeling safe. I think that's amongst women has been massive with you. Yeah, the feeling safe, that's brought me a lot of peace. You know, oh, it's quite endless, really. And do you know what happened is I practiced. I loved the new routines, and I didn't realize how good they were for me till they dropped off a bit last week. They dropped off a little bit last week, and I thought, what's the matter? But no, and I said to you, old habits are creeping back in. You said it's a place, a bit of safety that's comfort zone, but doesn't really benefit you. So I've started them up again this week, and it's just like, there we are.
I often say as well, like, there are like God and life, it's a mathematical equation of energy.
Mm,
And it's so beautiful to see when women implement it,
mm.
how then your fullness, it just like equals your fullness. And whatever your fullness is starts to
Yeah,
like come up and it's like, wow.
yeah. It's taken a lot for me to understand you, because you knew where I've come, where I've come from. But as you go through it, the pieces slot together, and it's really a lifestyle. It's embracing a new lifestyle, really, that I will use forever. I will use it forever. It might have been one of my best investments I've ever made, and I've made a few.
Wow. Correct.
Yeah, and I wish I knew it 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. If you are a young woman, you need to know this stuff. I will not go out into a relationship without doing the RBDSMA. I will not. I will not. So yeah, it's been amazing, and I've got one friend. She's tangled. Go and see Emma. She said I'm tangled. Go and see Emma. I would recommend it. I'd recommend it to all women.
Wow. Beautiful.
Really.
I often, when I like speak to women who are like even in their 30s or 40s and they're restarting, I'm like, it just doesn't matter where we're at in life. It's knowing that there's a birthing canal energetically and you get this like rebirth. And it's like like,
Ah, that's how I feel.
at any
I've done
stage
that a
of
few
life,
times, Emma. Ah.
count the things. Oh. Okay, let me keep us together so we're also with it for the girls who are watching, because otherwise I feel like we could just girl talk it. But
Yeah,
important question, and one that I always love, because ultimately you know what it is to be on the side before you joined in and like
yeah.
all the stuff that's there. Was there anything that nearly prevented you from signing up with SEM?
Right, I'm an honest woman, but yeah, financially, that was my sticking point, really, because you are diving a bit into the unknown. I'll do it 10 times over. To be honest, find it, find it. That's what I say to women, because it's just beautiful. It's just things you're not taught. you know, there was something else I thought the cord cutting. Wow. You know, yeah, no, it was financially it was sticky. And also there's a little element of, oh, is she all right? Because I'm a straight laced woman. I've never really heard of these things. Do you see what I mean? In a rage, in sacred space, Yoni, what is that?
But it's so good because like it's true. And I've had women come into my field before and they're like, I'm very, I need this result. This is a, like masculine, which I also really was. So I empathize. And it's like,
Yeah,
you have what you don't know, you don't know. And I often say it, but
yeah,
like
that,
that leap of faith was huge. And I'm so glad you addressed finances as well, because
yeah.
it's, I think for any woman, particularly if we are single and in our masculine, the one thing we're
Mm,
looking at is, am I safe and is my
yeah,
money okay?
yeah, that.
But also just knowing like when you took that leap, and I remember it was like, we should definitely have a second call.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that, love. Yeah, yeah.
Just also hearing like your outcome, your experience, and knowing like for me, money is energy, and when we invest into ourselves, we bring a value into our frequency.
Mm.
And it's so important, especially for women who haven't yet taken that leap, to be like, it is a leap of faith. Like you were there, right? You just didn't know anything. And who's to say with someone like me? Like it's just
No, I did go in blind. Yeah, I went in blind. I really mean that because even some of the phrasing and things I never understood, but it's a journey, and I had to trust the I was so blocked. I was so blocked. I said to you, didn't if I don't do something, I'm going to be this in the same position this time next year, and I don't want that. So I was with you kind of you understood that, and that's what you said. Come on, Cheryl, you won't regret it. Haven't I've got life skills. I've got an emotional scale.
yeah,
I've got life
on
skills.
it.
Got life skills, and I've got my portal that I can always check back on. And if I want to go through it on my own, I can. I'm going to go through it all again on my own. I'm going to. I will use it throughout my life. Books, personalities, love languages, letters. Yeah, amazing. Journaling.
All of it. I'm like, all of it. But
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Let me ask you this. What was the actual thing that made you take the leap? Like, I know you had money was sticky and also just like trusting the process, but what was your turn point where you're like, okay, fuck it. And
you. It was you. I stumbled across your story, and I stalked you basically, and it really resonated with me because I came from that place. I a lot of those some of the things not you what you've been through I haven't, but I did come from a bit of a sticky, mucky place, muddy place, and I kind of brought myself to here, but I couldn't move forward. And I see you, and I saw you just flourishing and blossoming, and I thought I did believe that that I could have that. How did she get that? Because that doesn't happen by mistake. I'm a quite intelligent woman. That doesn't happen by mistake. She didn't just go, oh, one day, oh, I'm just great now. She went through a journey, and I recognised that. And that's what it was. It was you.
also crazy to hear. I've actually never heard that before in a reflection. I'm like,
Haven't you? No, it's the truth. It was
yeah.
you. It was like your journey. That don't happen. I'm not stupid. I know you have to learn stuff to get from there to there. How does she do it?
I often tell women, I'm like, I'm not naturally, when I was in my previous life like this, it was literally learning a method that I still stick to this day, that I'm in. And if I'm out, I'm right into the thick of things. And it's a way to always come back to the highest level. And I'm like, I wish every woman on this planet had it. So we're in our truth. We're in our power. We're in our sovereignty. We're in a space where we can impart, like, because it's so intense, the human experience. Like, it's just, it's not placid.
It's not known.
if we can be in that and we can be this light and people see it, like I literally love how many times you mentioned me like people are really noticing things. And I'm like,
I
yes.
know. I needed that. My best mate sort of looks at me a bit like that sometimes because I haven't shared it with everybody, but it's just nice when someone goes, you're doing all right, aren't you? Yeah, I actually am. You know, is it perfect? No, but you've got coping strategies. It gives you coping strategies, and if you tap into those and you use them, I've got my dry brush out there, and my eggs for later
Yes, you
on
do.
the side, just on my dressing table. I thought, yeah, I'm gonna have a little go with that later.
Full moon energy, baby.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Put in.
Yeah. So I thought, I'll leave them on the side and then I won't forget. I've got my rose oil over there going. I never did things like that. I've got my rose on the window ledge. And that's flourishing too. Everything's sort of flourishing. And in the moments where life does hit you and it's not placid, you think, right, now I've got my SEM. Go and have a little read up, yeah. But predominantly it was your story
Wow,
that got me.
beautiful.
Mm.
Final thing, and I always love this question. And before I ask it, I would literally ask you to close your eyes and just feel into your body. Imagining that sitting opposite you is another woman who's on the fence of joining. What would you honestly tell her? What would you want to say to her?
I would say to her, look, whatever your circumstances, it's worth a go. Whatever your circumstances are right here, right now, in the real time, this is worth gold. This is golden. Give it a go because it's the life skills. The life skills a lot of us haven't been taught how to be feminine, to know you've got a masculine to support you, but actually, thank you, honour him. Yeah, you're a woman. Yeah, I think give it a go. You will not regret it.
I love it. I'm like, yes, yes. But if you are watching this and you have listened in, especially from our darling Cheryl, who it was like so on the fence,
Yeah.
like very questiony to hear. I'm grateful you shared it. And before we close up, is there any final words or thoughts that you would just like to land in and presence?
You're like a magnet, I think, and you draw good people in, and they can trust you. You're good, really good egg. You don't meet very many people like you, Emma. To be honest with you, not with the level of material intelligence. It's always quite logical and practical and warm, but always helps. That's what I'd add in, and I'm not just saying it. I don't really say things lightly. I would tell the truth, just for the record.
We know, Cheryl.
Yeah, I just say it how it is. I don't know another way, but yeah, you're a diamond.
Oh, thank you, my darling. You are too. And I,
Thank you.
of course, like for me, it's my soul, right? Like,
Yeah,
and I share it every time, but just always, like, I believe the world's a mirror, right? And we attract in our soulmates and we're out there walking and praying for them. And
yeah, yeah,
it's magic, right? Like
yeah,
when it aligns and they come in, it's like, oh, wow, God. So,
yeah. Thank you. I
yeah.
say thank you a lot, but I sincerely mean it because you're giving me my life back, mate. Do you know what I mean? You're giving me my life back. I really mean that.
Oh,
Even just now, I thought, right, I'm going to have a good old shake. Oh, I don't even know what my name was. 10 minutes. Let's get rid of all the nonsense. I can have a lovely conversation with Emma. Works.
yeah. I'm glowing. Little Huey.
Yeah.
Oh, well, my love, thank you for being
Thank
in this
you.
space. Thank you for sharing your story. And for the
Yeah.
girls who are watching or listen,
Mm.
please know the space is open always. We have such a beautiful sisterhood, as I'm sure you're experiencing here, but you are welcome. There'll be a link below to do a connection call. But we're right here. And Cheryl, thank you so much, my love.
Thank you. I love you too. Mm.